Have you ever noticed those tiny lines across your knuckles and wondered what they say about your body? Welcome to our exploration of your hands as fascinating windows into your overall well being. I'm here to guide you through the incredible stories your fingers tell about your internal health. You see, our hands are the farthest points from our hearts, making them incredibly sensitive barometers for what's happening inside us. From blood flow and hydration to nerve function and nutritional balance, those subtle markings and creases are more than just skin deep. Let's look closer together. When we talk about the hand-body connection, it all starts with your cardiovascular system. Your heart works tirelessly to pump oxygen-rich blood through a massive network of arteries, eventually reaching the tiny capillaries in your fingertips. Because your hands are at the very end of this line, they're often the first to show signs of circulatory changes. If your heart is working efficiently, your fingers will generally feel warm and appear properly colored. We can learn so much just by observing how well your body delivers nutrients to these distant outposts every single day. Beyond blood flow, your fingers are excellent indicators of your hydration and nutritional state. The skin on your hands is remarkably thin, which means it quickly reflects systemic dehydration. When you aren't drinking enough water, the skin around your knuckles may appear slightly more wrinkled or lose its natural bounce. Similarly, essential vitamins and minerals help maintain the structural integrity of the skin. If you're missing crucial nutrients, your hands might show unexpected dryness or fine flaking. It's your body's gentle nudge reminding you to drink a glass of water and eat your vegetables. Let's move on to the intricate joint creases and skin lines on your fingers. Those deeper grooves over your knuckles aren't just there for decoration. They actually allow your skin to stretch and fold as you grip objects. But did you know that the depth and prominence of these lines can fluctuate? When your tissues hold excess fluid, these creases might look shallower or even disappear entirely as the skin stretches tight. Conversely, deeply etched, pronounced lines can sometimes hint at a loss of subcutaneous fat or chronic dehydration. Your palm creases also hold clues about your local skin barrier health. While the major lines are formed during early development and remain constant, the finer microlines can change. If you suddenly notice an abundance of tiny, crisscrossing lines, it might indicate that your skin barrier is compromised, perhaps from harsh soaps, cold weather, or a lack of natural oils. Our skin acts as a protective shield, and these tiny stress fractures are a sign it needs moisture and care. Protecting your hands with a good lotion can restore that barrier and smooth out temporary lines. Examining your finger creases goes hand in hand with checking your joint flexibility. Take a moment to gently open and close your hands. The movement should feel fluid and painless. If your knuckles feel stiff, especially first thing in the morning, or if you notice the creases appear red and swollen, it might be an early whisper of joint inflammation. Conditions like arthritis often debut in the small joints of the hands. Listening to these early signals allows us to intervene proactively with anti-inflammatory strategies before stiffness becomes a permanent part of your daily routine. You can easily test the elasticity of the skin on the back of your hands with a simple pinch test. Gently pinch the skin over your knuckle and release it. In a well-hydrated, youthful body, it snaps back almost instantly. If it takes a few seconds to return to its flat state, a phenomenon called tenting, it's a classic sign of dehydration or a natural decrease in collagen as we age. It's a quick, practical tool you can use anytime to gauge whether you need to increase your fluid intake for the day. Now, let's turn our attention to your fingernails and fingertip tissue. Your nails are essentially hard keratin shields, but they're also magnificent transparent windows into your systemic health. Because nails grow continuously, they provide a historical record of your nutritional status and physical stress over the past few months. A healthy nail should be smooth, consistently colored, and slightly curved. Any significant interruption in your body's health, from a severe fever to a nutritional deficiency, can leave a visible mark on the nail plate as it grows out from the cuticle. Have you ever noticed vertical or horizontal ridges on your fingernails? Vertical ridges, running from the cuticle to the tip, are completely normal and tend to become more prominent as we age, much like wrinkles on the skin. They're rarely a cause for concern. However, deep horizontal grooves, known as Bowes lines, tell a different story. They indicate a period where nail growth completely stopped due to severe illness, malnutrition, or trauma. If you see these horizontal lines, it's your body's way of recording a significant systemic event that occurred a few months ago. The color of your nail bed is another vital clue. Underneath that hard keratin is a rich vascular bed. A healthy nail bed usually looks pink, thanks to oxygenated blood flowing underneath. If your nail beds appear unusually pale, it could suggest anemia or a lack of red blood cells. On the other hand, a bluish tint might indicate that your blood isn't carrying enough oxygen, which could be related to respiratory or cardiac issues. Even a yellowish hue can signal everything from a simple fungal infection to more complex systemic challenges. Let's look at the shape of the fingertips themselves. Usually, the finger tapers slightly toward the end. However, if the tips of the fingers enlarge and the nails curve around the fingertips, this is a sign known as clubbing. Clubbing happens gradually and is often linked to chronically low oxygen levels in the blood, frequently seen in prolonged lung or heart conditions. It's a profound example of how a systemic issue alters the actual physical structure of your furthest extremities over time. It's a subtle change, but a highly significant medical marker. Moving deeper than the skin and nails, your fingers reveal a lot about your nerve pathways and mobility. Your hands are densely packed with sensory receptors and motor nerves that connect directly to your brain. Your grip strength, for instance, is an excellent proxy for overall nervous system vitality and muscle mass. A strong, firm grip indicates robust nerve signaling and good upper body strength. In fact, many longevity experts use grip strength as a key metric for biological aging and overall resilience. It's not just about muscle, it's about nerve-to-muscle communication. Finger coordination and dexterity are equally important indicators. Think about the intricate movements required to button a shirt, tie shoelaces, or type on a keyboard. These tasks demand seamless communication between your brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves. If you notice a sudden or gradual decline in your fine motor skills, it could be a sign of nerve compression, such as carpal tunnel syndrome, or broader neurological changes. Practicing mindful, intricate hand movements can actually help keep these neural pathways sharp and maintain your brain's mapped connection to your extremities. Have you ever held your hands out straight and noticed a slight shake? While a minor tremor can happen if you've had too much caffeine or are feeling anxious, a persistent fine tremor in your fingers can sometimes point to an overactive thyroid gland or other nervous system irregularities. Your thyroid regulates your body's metabolism, and when it's running too fast, it overstimulates the nervous system, manifesting as shaky fingers. Observing the steadiness of your hands when extended is a simple way to monitor your baseline neurological and metabolic stability. Let's delve into circulation and thermal clues. Do you frequently experience cold fingers, even when you're in a warm room? While some people naturally run a bit cooler, chronically cold hands can be a sign of poor peripheral circulation. When your body feels cold or stressed, it prioritizes keeping your core organs warm by constricting the blood vessels in your extremities. However, if this happens excessively without a cold trigger, it might mean your vascular system is clamping down too aggressively, depriving your fingers of the warming blood they need. For some individuals, this vascular clamping is quite extreme, a condition known as Raynaud's phenomenon. If you have Raynaud's, your fingers might turn completely white, then blue, and finally a bright red as blood rushes back in, response to cold temperatures or emotional stress. This dramatic color change is a hyperactive reflex of the tiny arteries in your hands. It's a fascinating, albeit sometimes uncomfortable, demonstration of the nervous system and blood vessels interacting. If you notice these distinct color phases, keeping your core and hands meticulously warm is essential. Fortunately, there are simple ways to boost peripheral blood flow if you suffer from chilly fingers. Staying active with regular cardiovascular exercise trains your blood vessels to dilate more efficiently. Even localized movements, like rapidly opening and closing your fists or doing arm circles, use centrifugal force and muscle pumping to drive blood down into your fingertips. Additionally, staying well hydrated helps maintain blood volume, making it easier for your heart to push warm blood all the way to those distant capillaries. Small daily habits can significantly improve the temperature of your hands. As we enter the final part of our journey, let's talk about holistic daily integration. Incorporating simple hand exercises into your routine can do wonders for local circulation and joint health. Try stretching your fingers wide apart like a star, holding for a few seconds, and then making a tight fist. Doing this several times a day relieves tension from typing and texting while lubricating the joints. We often carry a lot of physical stress in our hands without realizing it. Giving them a few moments of intentional movement keeps the tissues pliable and vibrant. Stress reduction plays a surprisingly large role in the health of your hands. When you're chronically stressed, your sympathetic nervous system stays in a fight or flight state, which continually restricts blood flow to your skin and extremities. By practicing deep diaphragmatic breathing or mindfulness, you activate the parasympathetic or rest and digest nervous system. This signals your blood vessels to relax and open up, bringing a rush of nourishing, warm blood back to your fingers. Relaxing your mind quite literally warms and heals your hands, showcasing the profound mind-body connection. We've covered an incredible amount of ground, from analyzing faint skin creases and nail colors to understanding nerve strength and vascular reflexes. Your hands are truly extraordinary maps of your inner terrain, constantly communicating your body's needs. I encourage you to check your fingers regularly, not with anxiety, but with curiosity and care. By paying attention to these gentle physiological whispers, you can respond to your health needs long before they become shouts. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of your hands. Keep them warm, keep them moving, and be well.